Oof, excuse me. So, just more schizophrenia, psychosis, random thoughts. More word salad. And the whole point of like the eye exercises and stuff was to give me control in the loss of control, in the disassociation, detachment, hallucinations, etc. that's caused by the involuntary secondhand exposure to marijuana. Because clearly, nobody is preventing that from happening, nor helping me deal with it. This is how fucked up people are. So the thoughts. I got this. There's a woman that I know who cheated on her husband, and she didn't know that I know, but I've known for years because this old man told me, "Oh yeah, she cheated on her husband with this guy, and this happened." But I kept quiet. For me, it was fun because I want to become really good at weaponized psychology, and manipulation, deception is a part of that. So for me to have this information on her that she didn't know that I had, and to see if she would ever tell me on her own without being coaxed or coerced or manipulated to be honest. Well, it took a few years, over 5 years actually, but she did tell me the other day, and now my brain is playing with that of like so it's like she feels bad about being a slut because of her Catholicism. Catholics, right? And so she's regretful. She wanted to have a family and be a wife and a mother and be a good wife, and she felt bad, but she felt guilt for cheating on her husband and all this stuff. But then this other part of her personality loved being a slut and wanted even more of a slut and just a bigger slut. So like my brain was turned into like her vagina brain versus her tiny woman brain. Like the vagina brain was clearly bigger and stronger than the brain in her head, and that's why she cheated, because the vagina brain won the battle to make the decisions. The vagina made the decision to cheat, not her brain up here. Her brain up here, her heart, I feel so bad. I cheated on my husband when he didn't cheat on me, and all he did was work really hard to earn money for me and the kids, and here I was fucking around on him like a total whore. Women. So, while I was thinking about that, I had other funny thoughts that I just completely lost. I can't remember now. But they were really, really psychosis, but really funny. Discipline. No, I can't remember what they were. Fuck. FML. If only the government, corporations, humanity, society wouldn't be so corrupt. There's the one I could talk about. So I've talked about this before, but I came up with the 3 circles theory. First circle was family, and then society, and then government. So with me, first my family failed me from their corruption, their moral bankruptcy. My dad being a cowardly piece of shit, mostly an absentee father, my mom lying about the family history of schizophrenia, and my brother forcing marijuana on me when I was 10 years old. Just some of the examples of how it starts with family before anything else. And then their fucking corruption led to me running away, and therefore their failure led to society, and society was also saturated with drug abuse and addiction, right? Hypersexualized culture of drug abuse and addiction, because they're same environmental factors, social engineered moral decline. And Snoop Dogg, Cheech and Chong, Dave Chappelle, fucking etc., etc., etc. The same mass manufactured and distributed media, culturally evolving, data content, stuff like that. Subversion to moral decline, social engineering. And then there was government. As in when I electrocuted myself, the FBI failed to realize that I was schizophrenic, and therefore just released me to the care of Vashonites. Which, fuck, dude, what a bunch of morons. Like, everyone was there, the FBI especially, not thinking, well, this island's full of a bunch of white liberals who are rich. There's a high rate of drug abuse on this island. We shouldn't just ditch this poor schizophrenic who electrocuted himself from the marijuana setting off the schizophrenia, on an island full of marijuana junkies and drug pushers. And that's interesting because there's this suicide wave on Vashon caused by marijuana. Marijuana is causing an increase on teenage Vashon suicides. And that was really confusing to me because I was on Facebook and there's this guy, a Jew, actually Ashkenazi Jew, who has no desire to return to Israel but has gone back to Germany and Russia because, he's a Russian Jew, or at least his family of origin was. Likely they immigrated to America to escape the Tsar, because I'm pretty sure he's like second or third generation American. But one of his son's best friends committed suicide and smoked a lot of cannabis. So I'm like, okay, clearly the cannabis caused the suicide. This was a cannabis-induced psychosis suicide. And they got RJ's kids on Vashon, the skate park, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, wait, it was cannabis that caused his suicide. The guy blocked me, and I'm thinking, well, wouldn't it be more important for you to identify the cause of the suicide to prevent more teenage suicides? Or are white people so corrupt and therefore Ashkenazi Jews thrive in white, liberal, rich societies because the corruption is essential for profit, which means intelligence. Intelligence and morality are two different things. The more intelligent you are, the less moral you are. The more amoral you are, I should say, because moral boundaries can have negative consequences when you apply intelligence. They can be an obstruction and a hindrance, not enhancing. So this is why the Jew, the Ashkenazi Jew, thrives in white, Anglo-Saxon built societies, because they have such high economic production standards, civilization, quality of life, etc. Because not just the intelligence, but the applicable intelligence, right, where the rubber meets the road. So he probably knows better than me about the connection between cannabis and psychosis. He probably knew before I was born. He's probably known about it, this connection between marijuana and suicides, homicides, etc., since the 1950s at least. I think he was born in the 40s. He might have been born in the 50s. But he's known for a while. And this means he's willing to sacrifice children, right, and teenagers. He's willing to allow, and so are white, non-Jewish marijuana pushers and industry profiters, etc. as well. They're willing to sacrifice the lives of kids to maintain a high profit. They know that marijuana is causing an increase in teenage suicides. 17% increase was the last article I read, and that was in 2015. So I'm willing to bet it's even higher now. They are putting profit over the lives of kids, and this is just essential for a strong economy. Now, New Mexico has always been one of the poorest states in the Union, and it still was in 2017. I would imagine that's because the Spanish Catholicism did put some moral restrictions that inhibited profit. And now that New Mexico's increasing in wealth, that's because it's sacrificing its moral boundaries and ethics and restrictions. So we're becoming like the white man because of the white economy. It's very interesting.